What's up, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's TV review of Snowpiercer Season 1, Episode 7, The Universe is Indifferent. If you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next, and comment below on any videos you watch, including this one. So, I was a little worried there for a second. I thought this episode was, really boring in the beginning. There wasn't really anything happening. Yes, Melanie is on a warpath to find out where Andrew Layton is at, but nothing was there was no real excitement there. It was kind of the aftermath of the last week's episode. So I'm like, is this the episode that kind of is the moving pieces to lead up into the final 3 episodes? Is this the episode that just kind of middling? I mean, yes, it really kind of is in a lot of ways, but there was a lot of stuff that happened near the last 25 minutes of this episode that really kind of put this episode into a holy crap type of moment. And it was all about Melanie using every tactic that she knew to subdue the whole fact of what Andrew Layton knew, the fact that she wants Andrew Layton to go back in the drawer so all her secrets are not spilled out into the open. And you really start to see that when it's played out in the fact that the first class and everything that they went through with the whole trial thing, the fact that they've been slowly using the fact that they use the chief of security, I think it's Noah or whatever his name is, to basically use him to find a way to basically mutiny against Melanie, to take Melanie out, possibly put Ruth in. What you see, the security of the guards, Noah, basically use Ruth to kind of ask her out on a date, and then he uses his what his plans are, and we see the Folger, mother and father, and they want Ruth to kind of take over the train to help out with Wilford and so on and so forth. So it's interesting to see that both sides of the spectrum, the very, very poverty-ridden tail section, the very rich first-class section, are all kind of grouping up into the pieces of chess pieces that are kind of colliding with one another, that where Melanie is in the middle, and Melanie is not seeing this, and she thinks she's stopping the revolution that is in the tail section, but she really doesn't realize, because there's a scene in this episode where basically Ruth goes, she needs to talk to Melanie, and Melanie's in the middle of an interrogation. Melanie's like, I don't have time for this, you deal with it, which is going to lead into some interesting material when it comes to the next couple episodes, where are we going to see Ruth finally mutiny against Melanie, take the first class with her, and become the conductor of the train? So Jennifer Connelly might not make it out of the first season. That's what I'm just saying. Who knows what's going to happen and how she's going to, reprimand in this whole series and season. It's going to be interesting to see if Melanie, like I said, makes it out, and I'm going to be really intrigued if she does, because there are so many moving parts now in this series that it's becoming a completely unraveled train. The tail and the third class, they want a kind of whole aligned system of government where everybody has the same amount of power, the same amount of resources. Nobody has more power, nobody has less power. It's all going to be equal, and that's kind of a very, very relevant situation in what we're dealing with even today. There's a scene in this episode where they're using masks. They're wearing masks through part of the episode. I thought I've worn those masks even today, with the whole COVID-19 stuff. So I swear to God, I think they were seeing into the futures, or sightseers or something like that, because the fact that all this stuff is happening in this series, maybe it's just the fact that this is all the kind of stuff that's been kind of bubbling up, throughout history, and we've seen it before. But everything that the third class is dealing with, and the tail class and first class, is all kind of similar to the nature of everything that's going on today. So it's a very interesting thing to see. It's very interesting to watch, and a very interesting take about what's going on in this Snowpiercer series. So, and then we have Melanie, who this episode is basically revolving around. Yes, we have Andre doing his thing, trying to rile up the third class to kind of get his numbers and powers and stuff like that, his power numbers or whatever you want to call it. And then we have Melanie, who's using basically Terrence, who she knows stole the drugs that they put people under in the drawers. And then on top of that, she uses Zara, which she knows that Zara's having a baby. She knows it's Andrew's baby, because who is Zara sleeping with, that type of thing. She uses the fact that she's going to have a baby against her. And Zara basically rats out Josie. Now, Josie and Andre had a relationship moment in the last episode, which is a very telling moment that Josie's probably not going to last very much longer in the series. She finally gets her moment in the sun. She gets to see her son for the son that she's been taking care of, Miles, for the last time in this episode. She has that tender moment. And if you remember something like Lost with Charlie, you know that those moments are leading to something difficult for a character, something of a resolution for a character. And yeah, it was heartbreaking to watch. It really was. Basically, Josie is taken prisoner by Melanie and the guards. Bess, who was actually on Josie's side, that's been helping her and so on and so forth, she basically has to stand guard watching Melanie basically torture Josie. And that's when the episode took a very dark, disturbing tone. It made Melanie into basically a monster. She will do whatever it takes to basically put people in their place, I guess you could say. And she hooks up some nozzles to this unit, and she has this like little spray gun, and she can use the air to do some things with the cold air. We saw it in the first or second episode with the mother who got her arm stuck out the porthole there and had her arm like basically broken off. Melanie basically uses that same style but with a nozzle to basically spray the pinky finger of Josie and then chop it off with that little mallet thing. And it's graphic. It's brutal. I'm not going to show any pictures of it because it is a really graphic thing. The fact that Josie will not say anything, the fact that she's willing to sacrifice herself for the good of the revolution that's coming, says a lot about her character. Her character, unfortunately, does die in the episode, and it's really kind of sad because Josie actually uses the gun to basically, I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she gets a hold of it because her hands are like attached up here to the table. But her hand is completely frozen over. I think Bess did it, maybe. I don't know. But it's completely frozen over. She rips off the hand. She almost gets the upper hand on Melanie by ripping out the hose, which causes a bunch of cold air to come in. You know what's going to happen. Melanie, who's going to have the last couple more episodes at least, basically was able to get out of the room, and Josie freezes to death. And Melanie does the one thing that's really depressing, that she's going to throw Josie into the compost. Okay, so Josie's pretty much gone. This is the last episode for Josie, and it's really sad because she's an amazing character throughout the episode, and it's sad to see her leave so early. But kind of like Carl's mom in The Walking Dead, the sacrifice that she made for the whole is something that is going to be a powerful statement for basically the movement of the entire series. So even though she died pretty early, 7 episodes into the series, she is going to mean a lot throughout the rest of the entire series, and it's sad to see her go. It was not easy. Katie McGuinness did a really nice job in the role of the character, and rest in peace, Josie. She's no longer in the series anymore. So, but it's going to lead into some interesting stuff. The chief of the guards, security of the guards, Noel, I apologize, I can't remember his name. He basically was, why did you interrogate her? And Melanie's like, just get rid of her. And because Bess knows what's happening, because he made a promise to Josie, because she knows kind of what's going to happen, Bess tells Andre, and Andre, we get this like really cool sequence with like a bunch of mirrors where Andre's screaming and crying out and so on and so forth. The crazy thing about this whole entire sequence with Andre coming to terms with the fact that Josie's dead is now he brings LJ into the mix. LJ kind of knows what's going on with Melanie, but Andre comes out with a hoodie. He's like, do you want some information to kind of lead an uprising? LJ is very excited by this because LJ is a crazy person. And that's the end of the episode. And that's literally all really happens in the episode, but it's a big kind of starting point to what is going to be the last 3 episodes of the series, 8, 9, and 10. It leads into just like it's crazy to think about a series that went from a murder mystery, and then 3 episodes later it turns into a uprising revolution, which is what the series was aiming for to end the series or end the season with. To see everything that's played out in the last 3 episodes is just, it's like a whirlwind of like emotion and craziness and action and over the topness and great acting and fantastic set pieces and so on and so forth. You know, like I said in the last episode, that action sequence was amazing, and like I said, this episode was leaning towards a very middling, kind of boringish type of episode until, you know, Zara, which we're going to see how that plays out with Andre's character, how he's going to handle that situation. But yeah, overall, just the episode kind of nailed the last 20 minutes, and it became a really good episode. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm interested to see how the 2 classes, the 3rd class and 1st class, are going. Are they going to work with one another to get rid of Melanie? Are they going to kind of come at odds? There's going to be a huge kind of, you know, banging forth with heads and stuff like that, you know, between the 2 classes. I think, honestly, where the series, at least the season, is heading, I think the 2 classes are going to gather together to rise up against Melanie, and I think Melanie's not going to make it to the end of the season, or at least she'll make it to the episode 10, but she won't make it to season 2. I think we're going to have a completely different conductor. We're going to learn that everybody's going to learn that Wilford died, and you know that there was no Wilford anymore. It's going to be a completely interesting season 2, but at this point, you know, it's a lot of stuff to talk about with an episode. So there you go. That is the episode. It's crazy. So, but that's my take on Snowpiercer Season 1, Episode 7. The universe is indifferent. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What was your favorite part? Also, hit the like or dislike button on this video. If you liked it, awesome. If you disliked it, hey, you know what? It is what it is. So anyways, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, and hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. And that'll do it. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking out Movie Emporium. I really appreciate it. If you want to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button and the bell at the top. Find out what's coming next for Movie Emporium. Also, check out these 2 videos. They're amazing. I think they're awesome. I think you'll enjoy them too. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.